Bruce is going to do a few more demonstrations, so we'll leave it up here. I actually had an engineer ask if any customers would like to sell ads on their search, and we have no plans to do that at this point. So related to availability and scalability is automation. And as we all know, humans are good at creative work, but we're not so good at things that are rote repetition. And that's where automation has been a huge part of virtualization from the start. It's even more important as we try to scale to the fully virtualized data center and to cloud offerings. And automation is the thing that will enable that. So over time, we focused on a lot of different types of automation. We have guided consolidation. We have something called Update Manager. We have Orchestrator. But what I'm going to go into here is something that's one of my favorite new automation offerings as part of the vCenter suite, and it's called Host Profiles. And the idea here is to efficiently and safely add new hardware to your virtualized data center as you want it to grow very rapidly. It also allows you to monitor ESX servers and make sure that they're still in compliance with what you've set up. So it's a fairly simple idea. You take a configuration that you've assigned to a server, and you declare this as being your gold configuration, and there are a lot of different settings that you can make on a per ESX server basis. And the idea now is that as you add new pieces of hardware, we'll push out that profile automatically to all those different servers so that they match exactly what you intended them to be and so that you are in compliance with whatever your IT staff has set up. And what's more is once it's running, you can actually watch whether something has been changed and you can raise alerts if that happens. So again, I'd like to do a quick demo here. I think it tells a lot more when you see it in action. So let's look at host profiles, Bruce.
Okay. So here's host profiles in virtual infrastructure. You see there's a new tab added, the Profile Compliance tab. In my simple example here, I have only 2 hosts in this particular cluster, and both of these hosts are currently in compliance, as indicated by the green circle with the check mark down here. Now, what does in compliance mean? It means that these servers have been checked against all the standard settings. So let's look at the settings. The settings are from that gold master that you mentioned, Steve, and they manifest themselves as just a list of settings here, a list of rules to be checked against. And let's show how that works when we go to add a new server. Okay, so I've got another server to add here, and oh, I missed my, there we go, let's try. There we go. So when we drop that server into the cluster, or that new host into the cluster, we see that it's automatically and immediately checked for compliance. In this case, it's non-compliant. You see the red circle with the X in it. And if I want to find out why it's non-compliant, I can just click on it. Down here, we get 2 things that are wrong. Failures against the host profile. And here's where the automation comes in. If I want to bring it back into compliance, all I have to do is right-click on it and say Apply. And the system will go out and automatically make those changes out on that host to bring it into compliance. So when I finish, you see a few seconds here, the scan is rerun against the host, and it should be, and there it is, it's in compliance. Again, I right-click on it, take it out of exit mode, or out of maintenance mode, and our host is added. We know it's in compliance because it's been checked, and it's ready to use in the infrastructure.
Outstanding, thank you.